Dreams on Wheels, Episode 7. The luxury XUV that refused to grow old. This Lexus RX 350 was recently brought in for a wash. Good evening. And what makes this one special is that it came straight from the dealership before arriving here. No modification, no repairs, no inspection. Thus, just a direct stop before beginning its next chapter. And in 2026, that's a reminder of something remarkable. A vehicle designed well over a decade ago is still one of the most sought-after luxury SUVs on the Nigerian road. But this isn't just another SUV, because long before luxury crossover became the default choice for successful families, Lexus was helping create that segment itself. Now let me explain. Back then, buyers had a choice. If you wanted comfort, you bought a luxury sedan. If you wanted space, you bought a bulky SUV. Those SUV like the Armadas, the Sequoias, and those big SUVs then. But very few vehicles could give you both. So Lexus asked a simple question. Why can't one vehicle do everything? That one question became the Lexus RX. And in the years that followed, manufacturers all over the world rushed to build competitors. Competitors like BMW had their X5 to match this one. Mercedes-Benz had their ML class. And Audi had the Q7. Acura had the MDX. But RS quickly earned a reputation that few rivals could match. Comfort, reliability, and peace of mind. Before we dive into the story behind this Lexus, let's first task today. The first task today is bringing back its shine. So let me get to work. Starting with the exterior, I will be using the pressure wash to remove dirt, dust, road grimes before the luxury SUV. Giving this luxury SUV the clean it deserves. Now, while walking, let's talk about what made this generation so important. By the time the RX arrived, Lexus had something to prove. Critics often described earlier RX models as nothing more than luxury Toyotas. Some even called them luxury Camrys. So Lexus engineers went back to work. Their mission wasn't simple to improve the RX. Their mission was to give it its own identity. The result was a complete redesigned vehicle with better handling, more interior refinement, and even more practical cargo space. I think this might be one of the reasons why the RX 300 was discontinued. I don't know if that's what it is. Put it in the comment section if I'm right. Under the bonnet sits Toyota's legendary 3.5-liter 2GR FE V6 engine, an engine respected around the world for its smoothness, durability, and ability to cover hundreds of thousands of kilometers when properly maintained. All this producing around 275 horsepower and 346 Newton meters of torque. It delivers power with effortless confidence. This isn't the kind of vehicle that throws you back in the seat. It's the kind of vehicle that makes long journey feels easy. The kind of vehicle that quietly reminds you why comfort matters. And that reminds me of Ngozi. Years ago, when her children were still young, every family trip felt like a small adventure. School run, church on Sundays, holiday journeys during festive season. Life was busy, money was tight, and comfort wasn't always a priority. But years later, after years of hard work and sacrifice, she finally bought her first Lexus RX. Not because she wanted attention, not because she wanted to impress strangers, but because she wanted something dependable for the people she loved most, her kids. Something comfortable, something safe, something that rewarded all those years of hard work. And that's exactly why the RS became so popular. Not because it was the fastest. It is fast though. Not because it was the loudest. It does have a good sound though, especially when you're starting it. But because it understood what most people actually needed. Inside, the story continues. Leather seats, a sunroof, a reverse camera, a power tailgate, a quiet cabin. And the level of refinement that still feels impressive years later. Even the electric power steering was designed to improve efficiency while reducing maintenance headache that older hydraulic system often created. Of course, ownership isn't perfect. Fuel consumption is higher than smaller crossovers. Suspension components eventually wears out, and genuine parts aren't always cheap. But compared to many Lexus SUV from the same era, the RX earned a reputation for lasting. And that's one reason Nigeria continues to love it. You get luxury, you get comfort, you get Toyota's engineering underneath. You get strong resale value, a very strong resale value, laying emphasis on the strong resale value. And unlike many luxury SUV vehicles, ownership doesn't feel like a second job. In fact, there's something interesting about Lexus owners. Many don't replace their RX with another brand. They simply just buy another Lexus RX because trust is difficult to earn, and Lexus earned it. As I'm watching this Lexus RX today, I'm reminded of something. Success isn't always about having the newest thing. Sometimes it's about choosing something that continues to serve you long after the excitement fades. The world celebrates what's new, but experience teaches us that experience teaches us the value of what lasts. And that's what the Lexus RX represents. Not speed, not status, not trend, but comfort, reliability and trust. And a quiet confidence that comes from making a good decision. That is why I respect the Lexus RX. Not because it is the fastest Lexus SUV, not because it's the most powerful, but because years later it continues to prove why it became one of the most successful luxury crossover ever built. And sometimes that's the greatest achievement of all. If you enjoyed today's episode of Dreams on Wheels, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow for more stories behind the cars we watch every day. Because every vehicle has a story, and we're just getting started. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Quincy Otoward signing out.